The morning mist clings to the ancient valleys of what we now call China, but this landscape bears no resemblance to anything we might recognize today. 300,000 years ago, the world pulses with a raw, untamed energy that modern humans can barely comprehend. Massive glaciers advance and retreat like the breathing of some primordial giant, carving valleys and reshaping continents with each exhale. In this realm of constant transformation, where survival hangs by the thinnest of threads, something extraordinary is about to unfold, a meeting that will forever alter the course of human evolution. Deep within a limestone cave system in the Qinling Mountains, a small band of early Homo sapiens huddles around a flickering fire. Their leader, a weathered woman named Kira by anthropologists who would discover her remains millennia later, runs her calloused fingers along the cave wall, feeling for the subtle air currents that might signal danger. Her people have traveled thousands of miles from Africa, following herds and favorable weather patterns, but nothing has prepared them for what they're about to encounter in these misty, mysterious highlands. The fire crackles and spits, casting dancing shadows that seem almost alive in the cave's depths. Outside, the forest whispers with sounds that don't quite match anything in Kira's ancestral memory, calls that are too structured to be animal, yet too alien to be from her own kind. Her heart pounds as she recognizes the unmistakable rhythm of coordinated movement through the underbrush. They are not alone. For weeks, Kira's group has noticed signs of other tool makers in this region. Stone implements that follow familiar principles, but employ techniques they've never seen. Fire pits arranged in patterns that speak of intelligence, yet constructed with methods that feel foreign. Most unsettling of all are the footprints, clearly human-like, but with proportions that don't quite match their own. The mystery deepens with each passing day, building tension that electrifies the very air they breathe. What Kira and her people don't realize is that they stand at the epicenter of one of evolution's most pivotal moments. Recent genetic analysis has revealed that modern humans carry DNA signatures that can't be explained by simple migrations from Africa or interbreeding with known populations like Neanderthals or Denisovans. Hidden within our chromosomes lies evidence of encounters with a phantom lineage, a group so mysterious that scientists have dubbed them the ghost population of ancient China. Tonight, that ghost is about to become terrifyingly real. The temperature drops as darkness settles over the mountains like a heavy blanket. Kira's people maintain their vigil, weapons clutched in hands that have known countless battles with saber-toothed predators and rival tribes. The youngest member of their group, barely past adolescence, suddenly freezes at his post near the cave entrance. His eyes widen with a mixture of fear and fascination as shapes emerge from the mist, silhouettes that are unmistakably human, yet different in ways that make his skin crawl with primal unease. These newcomers move with a fluid grace that seems almost supernatural in the moonlight. Their faces, illuminated by the glow of torches made from materials Kira's people don't recognize, display features that are hauntingly familiar, yet distinctly foreign. Their skulls are broader, their brow ridges more pronounced, yet their eyes hold an intelligence that matches and perhaps exceeds her own. They carry tools crafted with techniques that represent thousands of years of parallel evolution, weapons and implements that showcase a completely different approach to survival in this harsh world. The tension in the cave becomes almost unbearable as the two groups regard each other across a chasm of evolutionary divergence. Neither side knows that this moment represents the convergence of lineages that split apart over 400,000 years ago, when early human ancestors began their separate journeys across the ancient world. One group ventured into Africa, eventually giving rise to modern Homo sapiens. The other remained in Asia, evolving along its own unique trajectory, developing adaptations perfectly suited to the challenging environment of Ice Age China. Kira steps forward, her heart hammering against her ribs like a trapped bird. She raises her hand in what she hopes is a universal gesture of peace, acutely aware that this encounter could either forge an alliance that ensures survival or trigger a conflict that could doom both groups. The leader of the other group, a tall figure whose muscular frame speaks of countless battles with the environment and its dangers, mirrors her gesture. In that simple exchange, the future of human genetic diversity hangs in the balance. What follows challenges every assumption about early human behavior and social structure. Instead of the violent territorial conflicts that characterize most intergroup encounters in this era, something remarkable begins to unfold. The two groups representing distinct evolutionary paths begin a tentative process of communication. Through gestures, shared tools, and eventually rudimentary spoken exchanges, they discover that their fundamental needs and challenges are remarkably similar. The mysterious lineage possesses knowledge that Kira's people desperately need: techniques for surviving the brutal winters of northern Asia, methods for tracking prey through terrain unlike anything in their African homeland, and most critically, understanding of plant medicines that can combat diseases their immune systems have never encountered. In return, Kira's group offers innovations in tool-making and fire management that represent advances the local population hasn't yet discovered. As days turn into weeks, the two groups establish a cautious coexistence in the cave system. Children play together with the fearless curiosity that transcends evolutionary boundaries, while adults engage in the complex negotiations that will determine whether these separate branches of humanity can successfully merge. The genetic implications of these interactions are staggering. Every coupling between members of the two groups introduces novel gene combinations that will ripple through human populations for hundreds of thousands of years. The physical evidence of these encounters lies scattered across archaeological sites throughout China, though their true significance has only recently become clear. Stone tools that combine techniques from both traditions, cave paintings that suggest cultural exchange between distinct populations, and most tellingly, ancient DNA that carries the unmistakable signature of genetic mixing between modern humans and an unknown lineage that contributed unique adaptations to cold climates and high altitudes. But this interbreeding story extends far beyond simple genetic exchange. As the groups merge, they face challenges that neither could overcome alone. A catastrophic volcanic eruption in Southeast Asia darkens the skies and plunges the region into a brutal winter that lasts for years. Temperatures plummet to levels that would kill most living creatures, and food becomes scarce to the point where survival seems impossible. The combined knowledge and genetic resilience of both lineages becomes the thin margin between extinction and continuity. Kira's descendants inherit not just the DNA of their mysterious partners, but also crucial survival knowledge that enables them to weather disasters that would devastate less adaptable populations. The ghost lineage contributes genes that enhance cold tolerance, improve oxygen utilization at high altitudes, and provide resistance to specific pathogens that plague Asian populations. These advantages prove decisive as human populations spread across the most challenging environments on Earth. The implications extend into the present day in ways that continue to surprise researchers. Modern populations across Asia carry genetic signatures that can only be explained by this ancient hybridization event. These genes influence everything from immune system responses to altitude adaptation, providing contemporary humans with biological tools crafted through hundreds of thousands of years of evolution in one of Earth's most demanding environments. Archaeological evidence from sites like Sujiayao and Jinyushan reveals the material culture that emerged from these interactions. Tool technologies that represent clear fusion between African and Asian traditions, artistic expressions that suggest shared symbolic thinking, and settlement patterns that indicate cooperative resource management between groups that had evolved separately for nearly 500,000 years. The genetic analysis that revealed this ghost population represents one of the most significant discoveries in human evolutionary biology. By comparing DNA from modern populations with ancient remains and carefully analyzing the statistical signatures of genetic mixing, scientists have been able to identify the fingerprints of a lineage that left no direct descendants but profoundly influenced human evolution through interbreeding with our direct ancestors. This phantom population appears to have been remarkably successful in their Asian homeland, developing sophisticated technologies and social structures that enabled them to thrive in environments that challenged every aspect of human adaptability. Their contribution to the modern human gene pool suggests not just casual contact, but sustained interaction and integration with migrating Homo sapiens populations over thousands of years. The broader implications transform our understanding of human evolution from a simple linear progression to a complex web of interactions between diverse populations adapting to different environments. Rather than replacement of archaic humans by modern ones, the evidence suggests a pattern of integration and genetic exchange that enriched the human species with adaptations from multiple evolutionary experiments. As winter deepens in that ancient cave system, Kira watches children playing games that blend traditions from both groups. their laughter echoing off limestone walls that have witnessed the convergence of evolutionary paths separated by hundreds of millennia. She cannot know that her choices in this moment will influence the genetic makeup of billions of humans yet to be born, or that the partnerships formed in these mountains will provide her species with the tools necessary to colonize every corner of the planet. The fire burns lower as night advances, but the bonds forged between these groups burn with an intensity that will outlast the ice ages themselves. In the morning, they will face new challenges together. Predators that view their combined group as either threat or opportunity, environmental changes that test every aspect of their cooperative survival strategies, and the ongoing process of cultural integration that transforms both populations in fundamental ways. This story of ancient interbreeding in China represents more than genetic mixing. It exemplifies the flexibility and adaptability that has always characterized human survival strategies. Faced with new environments and challenges, our ancestors didn't simply compete and dominate, but also cooperated and integrated, creating genetic and cultural combinations that proved more resilient than any single lineage could achieve alone. The ghost population of ancient China may have vanished as a distinct group, but their legacy lives on in the DNA of billions of modern humans, a testament to the power of cooperation and integration in the face of evolutionary challenges that seemed insurmountable. In those misty mountains 300,000 years ago, the future of human diversity was written not in conflict, but in the courageous decision to embrace difference and find strength in unity across the vast spaces that separate one branch of humanity from another.